what I have in front of me today are these Invyr kit switch UHMWPE stems. These are the version 2 batch 1s, and it's the pack of 90 from Mastrop. Now I got these yesterday, but I saw the mail today, so I just tried them 15 minutes ago, and I already have some very strong opinions of them. They... Okay, will you shut up, man? They are very, very, very bad, and there are many reasons as to why they are as bad as I say they are. Let's start first and foremost, the surface. I don't know how well this is going to be picking up, but these are the stems. Not very good light. Let's see if I can get some light on them. That looks terrible. I'll just show you some pictures. Now this is the stem. It's what you'd expect. It looks like a stem, a linear stem, but upon further inspection, the surface is very rough. It both has some vertical lines, and it has some lines scattered all over, almost like they were scratched. I don't know if this happened during shipping, but I doubt it is, because all of the stems have them, and they're all identical. It just looks like terrible molds. There are also big circles sticking out, and there's just huge, weird round lines on the back. They look terrible, and they are not smooth at all. I mean, these could be made out of Teflon for all I care, and I swear they still would not be smooth. I have a Gateron KS3 Black with a Gateron Milky top. Is that KS3X1? The Milkies are KS3X1, I think. So it's a Gateron KS3 Black with a KS3X1 top, and this is the same thing, but with a Invyr stem in them. So I'm going to bring them close to the mic. And that was the normal stem. This is the Invyr stem. Let's put on some keycaps. Again, KS3 standard black first, and then the Invyr stems. And a quick standard switch again. Invyr stems, standard switch. Now, I don't know how well that picked up, but from my ear, they sound exactly the same. If not, the Invyr stem actually sounds worse. I mean, what's that about? You buy them specifically for the smoothness. We know from the V1s, the tolerance is bad, and you don't buy them because they have worse wobble, right? You buy them because they're smooth. I know you're talking of smooth, they're so smooth the keycaps just flies off, practically. Well, that's a bad example, isn't it? But essentially, when I have to tug on this one just glides off, pretty much. And I feel for heavy linear springs, this is a problem. They might actually fall off during use. Now, this is a completely fresh keycap. I haven't even used this keycap. It's a GMK keycap, and it just flies right off, dude. It literally just flies right off. So yeah, there's that. Now, speaking of tolerances, with wobble and all that, the tolerances are terrible. Like, absolutely hideous, dude. It's so bad. They are so wobbly. It's crazy. Like, my god. I know you can't really see this, but I'll show you later. But my god, they're wobbly. They're so wobbly, dude. I mean, they're more wobbly than any switch I've ever tried. Any stock switch, any Franken switch, they are so terribly wobbly. Now, that's not the worst part about the tolerances. No, the worst part is, I don't know if you can see this. I think it helps if I put a keycap on. But the keycap is tilted slightly backwards. The stem is literally tilted backwards. Now, this is not an isolated case. This is with all the stems I've tried, and with all the housings I've tried. There's also a Gateron ink, again. Don't know if you can see it. It should be picking up, but I'll show you some pictures if it doesn't. And this is a Halo True housing. And again, it's tilted completely backwards. What's that even about? That's so stupid. I'm dumbfounded. How did he not know this? How could Invyr or Drop or whoever was involved with this look at it and say, yeah, that's fine, and then just ship them off to the consumers? I'm dumbfounded. This is so stupid. Now, there's one more problem with this. One more problem. As if these two other things weren't enough. The stems are incredibly short. I'll show you a picture because I can't get this close with the stems, but I'll show you a picture. So you don't even bottom out. The spring is completely compressed before you even bottom out. Now, what that means is, literally the nicest thing about keyboards is the nice, hard bottom out, and that's just taken away from this mushy feeling. And also, there's no sound. You know, if you put these in any housing, there's just no sound. It's just a in the bottom, because I mean, if you've looped a spring, it's like, and if you haven't, it's just a so stupid. It sounds so bad. This is a milky yellow, looped with 205 grade 0, spring oiled with 105, and it is the KP Republic switch films. I can show you them right here. They came on the sheet. And this is the exact same thing, but with a UHMWPE stem. And for reference, this is a burger mounted. I built this yesterday. How can I not? What the fuck? Okay. This is a burger mounted Melody 96. How can I not remember that? Anyways, I have these two keycaps. I found the two switches that sounded most like each other, and I looped the stem here with 205 grade 0, so it's equal competition. They're both looped in the exact same way, all those kinds of things. And I'll let you hear it for yourself. Let me just put the microphone a little closer. And let me just put this pillow underneath, so I don't have so many vibrations from the table. This is the standard yellow, and this is the Invyr stem. It feels sticky and mushy when you bottom out. If you've ever tried Unholy Pandas, you know the Halo Clears have, and also the Halo Trues for that matter, they have very long stems. So if you ever tried Unholy Pandas, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a terrible feeling, and it almost feels like the spring kind of sticks in the bottom. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Now, time for the conclusion. My camera died, so I'm gonna have to do that again. I wanted to get this review out there as fast as I could. I got these yesterday, and from what I could gather, these things shipped from Germany. Could be mistaken on this, but that's just what I figured, considering I did not get any import fees. So that made me figure that people in North America, and you know just everywhere else for that matter, they should be getting these very soon. Now, a lot of people might still be hyped up about these. They might not have read the reviews after they shipped. They might still think these are good, because Invyr said that there were improvements over V1 in these versions, which there's absolutely not. Now, I was considering putting these to my vintage blacks, but my god, I'll never leave these things anywhere near my vintage blacks. But you might go on Mech Market, say, oh well, they shipped, time to go on Mech Market, ask around for these. And people might sell them saying, oh, I just didn't like the way they feel, they were not for me, when in reality they're absolutely garbage, and that's not the case at all. They just want them out, because, you know, as long as they can sell them while the hype train is still there, right? So do not fall for these. Do not fall for it. Do not buy these stems. Do not buy them. I swear to God, do not buy these stems unless all they want is $3 in a Pop-Tart, in which case that's not a bad price actually. Well, actually, I'd say don't buy these at all, no matter what they offer you for them, because they're absolutely horrible. I mean, I'd rather want MX Browns. I'd rather buy a bag of MX Brown stems than I'd buy these, honestly, because at least the MX Brown stems are somewhat usable, whereas these are not. In any case, that's about all I had for you. Stay safe during these troubling times, and do not buy these stems.